tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday night. Happy new episode of New Girl Night. Tonight we're recapping Season 5, Episode 4 of New Girl, titled No Girl. And oddly enough... Okay.
So that was a prank video, apparently.
Oh, not mad about it. I could keep watching that all day long. Carry on. I was really surprised. Stupid me, because the episode is titled No Girl. I was surprised to not see Megan Fox.
So was I. I was shocked.
I feel like I was expecting her to
all
come
day.
on.
I was like, Megan Fox, it's coming. It's happening
I was
tonight.
like, okay, we know Jess is not here. We know Zooey Deschanel is not here. And Megan Fox is here. And no. I mean, we should have known by the title.
I don't know.
But before we jump into it, because we do have a lot to talk about, it was an interesting episode, to say the least. A different episode for sure. I'm your host, Kellie Knezovich, and you guys can follow me on social media at Kellie Knez, and I have Fiona, my co-host, with me. Where can everyone follow you on social media?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Fiona Zaring.
And if you guys haven't done so already, please subscribe, like, comment AfterBuzz TV's YouTube channel, and you can also follow AfterBuzz TV on social media.
Yes.
Also, let's keep the conversation going and use the hashtag ABTVNewGirl. We'd love to hear your thoughts on tonight's episode. We'd love to hear your predictions. Let us know if you expected Megan Fox too, because join the club. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Let's get started.
So, they are a hot mess without Jess.
They're a disaster.
I mean, we kind of saw a little bit when she was gone. They're trying to figure out, who, not really who's the boss of the apartment, but they're all kind of fighting last episode. And tonight we did see a little bit of disagreements between people. I was kind of surprised with Winston and Cece.
Winston and Cece was a very interesting pairing.
I did like them together, though. I liked their chemistry. I liked watching them kind of play off each other. And again, I know we did comment, I think we've said this pretty much for the last couple episodes, that Winston, we are seing his character kind of grow up, and we're seeing him get a little stronger, a little bit more mature. Tonight, I would say he may not have made the wisest decision in terms of posting the picture of him and Cece, but I think he's learning.
I also think it was nice because he recognized that he needed Jess and not Cece initially, and then I think he sort of forgot that and trusted Cece and kept messing up a little bit, but maybe at the end of the episode he was feeling good about himself
and learning to be kind of on his own and make his own decisions, because he's like, I need not you, Cece, to tell me what to do. I need Jess to tell me what to do.
Yes.
But then at the end of the day, Winston, again, I wouldn't say he made the best decision, but he learned from it.
He made a choice.
He made a choice. I think that's fair enough to say, and I think
that's progress.
I think it's good. Yes, progress indeed. So he sees, I think it's on his phone, he sees a picture that Casey, his girlfriend, posted a picture with another dude, and of course he's like, she's cheating on me. Cece, what do I do? Cece's like, well, obviously post a picture with a hot girl. And he's like, where can I find a hot girl? Oh, fancy, that's Cece's right there. And, they go ahead and post the picture. And Casey calls, and he's like, she took the bait. I'm so excited. Not so
not
much.
What we wanted.
No. I did love Winston's reaction, though, of being in the bathroom and just...
It was so sad.
I know. There were a lot of tears from the guys tonight.
There was a lot of crying.
I
from them.
noticed the first, it was the first little bit when they were talking about the bachelor party. Mm-hmm. They all started crying. We'll get to the bachelor party in a second because I feel like that's kind of the main topic of tonight's show. But finishing up with Cece and Winston. Mm-hmm. So he gets a phone call from Casey, and Casey says, I'm done. I'm breaking up with you. We're over.
I don't like this Casey at all.
No, and she wasn't good to begin with. I mean,
No.
she didn't like cops, and she was anti.
She always irritated me.
Yeah.
I'm happy that she's kind of just out.
Winston, I always feel bad because you can tell he just wants to be loved.
And he said something that was so heartbreaking. He said, what was the exact, he's something about like.
He's like, I want a girl to cry over me. It wasn't that exact.
Not that exact
terminology,
phrasing, but he's like, why am I always the one crying?
Yeah,
Why
he
can't
just
someone cry
loves
over
so
me? I
much.
just have so much love or
I
something.
know.
And I was like, oh my
I love
God.
that he has so much to give.
Yeah.
And then people just don't respect him and give him that same love back. I feel, Winston, we love you.
We love you, Winston.
But I hear that good things are going to happen for him. We'll get to
God.
that a little bit later in the news and gossip section. So, bachelor party.
In Tokyo.
We get a word about this Todd guy, and we hear that Nick is just anti-Todd. He doesn't want anything to do with Todd. Todd's a loser. He called him names back in college. You know, Nick just is not into Todd. He doesn't want Todd to come to the bachelor's party. You know, he doesn't want Todd to pay for anything because he just doesn't want Todd to be around. No Todd. And, you know, Todd wants to go to Vegas with 2 S's. And Nick says, no, we are going to Tokyo. Never in a million years would I think a bachelor's party would be in Tokyo.
I loved Cece's face when they cut to her and she was like, what?
Why
like,
is that
why
a thing?
Tokyo?
I mean, Vegas, let's be real. I feel like that's
that's
the prime
the thing.
bachelor party location and not Tokyo.
I also thought it was interesting because in like the last episode, maybe the one before, they were talking about like getting married at a denim bar and keeping it more low key. And then all of a sudden for the bachelor party, it was like, oh no, we're going to go to Tokyo and we're going to raise $9,000 and we're going to get there.
Oh, well, he already bought the tickets. Everything is booked for $9,000.
Now they've got to find the money.
Yeah. Oh, they are in a pickle. Last September I went to Tokyo and I got a round trip ticket for like less than $700. So the fact that for three guys, or you know, maybe I don't know if there's 4 or 5 guys going for $9,000, I don't know how that happens.
Seems like they went to the wrong website.
I would say so.
Place.
I mean, Nick, props to him for trying though. You know?
Cute.
He made an effort, and I wouldn't say he succeeded.
No.
But you know, they're trying
definitely
to figure out how to get a hold of $9,000, and they start up basically like an Airbnb, like they're turning their loft into a hotel, and they're letting
a boutique.
boutique hotel. They're letting a bunch of random people come in and stay, and we meet some interesting characters.
We meet
say the least.
Very interesting people because they make like their personalities interesting, but I think they also rented out a loft. So, like, even though they made the characters weird, like, they're even weirder, I feel like, than we think. Because who actually rents a loft in a random apartment building?
Right. Well, and when you have 4 people kind of living
there at the same time.
And yes, they're cleaning. They own the hotel, as Nick
Yeah.
says. You know, he's the hotel manager. Whatever he tells, what's her name? Kamiko. You know, there's 4 people there.
It's very bizarre.
It's
all of the
strange.
people that showed up were super strange.
Yeah, and Fred Armisen, he plays the role of Brandon, who I mean, we have to expect he's gonna be bizarre.
So funny.
Then again, it's New Girl. Like, no one's gonna be normal.
No.
So, not Fred. I mean, his name is Fred, but his character name Brandon. He is this struggling writer. He's kind of stuck in a love scene, and he starts telling Schmidt about it, and it is the most awkward. But I couldn't not listen and not watch. I was just so into it. But Schmidt is just, you know, typical Schmidt. He's just
Not
disgusted.
having it.
He doesn't like the mess.
Yeah.
There's broken glass on the floor.
He keeps breaking the wine glasses. There are plastic cups right there.
Just a friendly
Schmidt's
reminder.
Not having it.
There are plastic cups right next to you. So, you know, Schmidt is there cleaning up after everyone, I think.
He's kind of like taking on the maid role.
Pretty much.
Sort of.
And the next group of people that we see renting out the place is a child actor and her parents.
A child actor and the parents, the first thing they ask is, where do the entertainment folk hang out, or like where do the celebrities hang out or something? So they're clearly like, she's not a serious actor, and then they do what, like
the monologue that Schmidt was not ready for.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, all Al Pacino and I mean, I for sure agreed with Schmidt. I was like, I can't take this. No. Before it even started, when she took a big breath, I was like, no.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
and
done.
she came out in the blazer. And her
she
parents
was ready.
were like, you know, cheering her on.
Oh,
It was a super bizarre situation.
Schmidt had no tolerance. I don't think anyone else had any tolerance.
No.
Who was there another person staying in there?
Other than Kamiko?
Oh, gosh, I
forgot.
forgot. Yeah, Kamiko.
Other than Kamiko, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I love Nick for this. He is very attracted to her. Mm-hmm. She comes out in a towel, and, you know, she's ready to take a shower, and she's like, it's wet down there. And he's like, I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that. He's trying. He's struggling to keep things professional over here.
Yes.
And they end up having a sexual encounter in the hallway. And, you know, at that point, because they have had that sexual encounter in the hallway, he feels he's unable to charge her to stay at the hotel. So
makes perfect sense.
They are not getting any money from Kamiko. And,
None.
you know, I think it's all the roommates, or maybe it's just Schmidt, encourages him to go talk to Kamiko about.
Schmidt is like, we need to get paid.
Yeah.
I think it was more of Schmidt saying, like, Nick, like, this was a fail. Like, I knew this wasn't going to work.
That's
like,
true.
We need money. And then Nick's like, okay, I'm going to go get the money.
Talk to
I'm
her.
going to go figure this out.
And the way that he presents it to Kamiko is, you know, yes, I know that we had sex, but he also talks about a pretzel falling out of his underwear. He's like, I'm embarrassed. I didn't know how long that has been in there for.
Sometimes I forget that he's supposed to be yucky.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I don't remember that he would have a pretzel in his underwear. It, like, caught me
things
so
like
off
that
guard tonight.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
And when they said that tonight, I was like, what? Okay.
Like, and then I
see
remembered
you.
that this has been, like, an ongoing thing with him, but they, like, I don't know, they, like, kind of make him seem clean. He never looks dirty, you know? Like, he's always in, like, a flannel and jeans, but he doesn't look dirty. And then he says he's got pretzels.
I remember I think it was a couple seasons ago, he said something about, you know, I don't know how to do laundry, or like I'm, you know, something about, I don't know, laundry detergent. And it's just like, oh, yeah, you are a grown man.
Oh,
but
yeah,
like,
you're yucky.
I forgot that you don't know how to do a lot of grown man things. So Kamiko, he says, Kamiko, I need you to start, you know, paying money if you want to stay here. And she's like, oh, yeah, you know, we had sex, and you need money, you're a prostitute. And he's like, no. He just couldn't get it across to her. And then I think at that point, he goes and talks to Schmidt.
Yeah.
And Schmidt says, you know what? I'm done. I called Todd. And Nick is livid because he's just like, I don't want Todd to be a part of this bachelor party. We don't need his money. We can figure out something else.
Which I just kind of thought, I feel like Nick's maturing too, because I feel like season 1 Nick and like season 2 Nick would have been like, yeah, this rich guy, like, he wants to pay for the bachelor party. Like, great. Like, we're going to bring him.
Do you remember that girl? I forget what season it was. But he basically was like living with her, like staying on the couch or something, spending time with her because she would pay him to not go into the bar to work. Oh. I think she was around for just a couple of episodes.
Was she Asian?
I want to say, yeah.
Was she, what's his name's granddaughter?
Yes,
is that this relationship?
Trans granddaughter. Yeah. And she was like, oh, well, how much would you make tonight if you went into the bar? He's like, oh, you know, $50 or whatever. She's like, okay, I'll give you 80. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And he stayed with her. So
I totally remember
agree
this.
with you.
So I like feel like everyone's maturing. Yeah. Which is interesting.
I mean, it's also partially, I don't want Todd to be a part of the festivities of your bachelor party, but yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think he's being smart about how they're raising the $9,000. Granted, we just said it probably wasn't the smartest idea to book, to book it without the money there, readily available. But he's trying. He's trying.
Also putting in work.
He's putting in work.
He's like, I'm going to make this happen.
And
I'm going to work.
He's coming up with ideas. I mean, do you remember when he and Schmidt tried to present a business idea? You know,
the sweatpants suit.
Yeah,
like, no.
It just didn't work. And, they just never really had great ideas. I think Nick is coming up with better ideas. And I think, like you said, they're growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them.
I like it.
Each episode, I just get more proud.
Yeah. No, that was good. and Schmidt and Nick are definitely working together a lot this season in terms of becoming a stronger team. So they go to like this pool or beach club or something.
Like a swanky something.
Yeah, and Todd's there, and Todd is just being such a jerk about the whole thing. And, I think ultimately they decide right then and there, no, we're going to have the party. And Schmidt says, we don't need to go to Tokyo. We can have the bachelor party wherever, it doesn't have to be $9,000 worth. And Nick is like, okay, totally, sounds good. But we still have to pay $9,000
because I already
booked it. Yep. So they are still in a pickle in terms of the $9,000. But at least Schmidt is like, I don't really care where we go for the bachelor's party. Bachelor's party. Let's, what? Oh, that's right. They ended the episode with walking into Jess's room, and they're like, oh, thank God.
Oh, my God. How did I forget about this?
Jess is back. Now, who did you think was looking like Jess?
See, I initially went, oh, my God, here it is. It's the Megan Fox moment. But then I was like, what? Because that's not the character that we thought she was going to be. So I was like, maybe not. And then I couldn't have predicted for a second that it would have been the Brandon character.
No.
Not even, like, an inkling of, like, that. I thought it would be some weird, like, I almost thought they were going to make a joke, like, who's this guest? Like, we didn't even know this person was here, like, something like that. But no, it was Brandon.
No, yeah, I totally thought the same thing in terms of Megan Fox. Is like, oh, this is her. But then based on, what we've talked about and discussed before, how she's, she's very serious.
Yeah.
I was just like, she would not dress like Jess. No. It wouldn't be like, oh, she accidentally looks like Jess. What do you know? I don't see her that way.
No.
And then he turns around. I mean, it's Fred Armisen. Like, of course he's going to.
Yeah. Of course he's going to be something.
Right. That's the character that he's going to play. He's very funny, and it makes sense. And the boys kind of just went along with it. You know, they're like, he's trying on, not trying on, but he's holding up different dresses, like, oh, which one looks good with my skin tone? And I think it's Nick is like, not the yellow one, like, no, or maybe it's Schmidt. But yeah, they kind of entertain the idea. They have fun with it too. Yeah, it was a good way to round up the episode.
I liked how they sort of, like, he kept appearing, like he appeared periodically throughout the episode. In the beginning, he was just like, oh, he's a writer, and we're like, okay, he's a writer. And then he was like an erotic writer, so it like, oh, oops, nope, he's actually way weirder. And then it ends with him in a dress. And you're like, oh my God, like, Brandon is not normal at all.
But it makes sense. Especially by the way he started with going to, pee with next to Schmidt, saying, is there a 3-prong outlet near here?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Like, random. Also, good morning. Did you want some breakfast? Strange character. Don't know if we'll see him again.
I know. I feel like it was probably like a one-time thing.
Yeah. I wonder how they're going to incorporate the whole Megan Fox moving in, if they're not going to treat it like an Airbnb anymore. Unless they continue treating it like an Airbnb.
I wonder if they will... I don't know, because I don't know how much money they would be charging realistically for rent, but I wonder if, like, somebody is going to be like, why don't we just rent out Jess's room and charge, rent, and eventually we'll get our $9,000, and then they, like, look for a tenant, and then she moves in.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'll be a fast enough solution, if they'll keep the B&B,
right.
Like, if they can charge that much.
That would be a lot of characters coming into the show if they
that would
keep
be, like,
charging.
A lot of guest stars.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's maybe a no.
Probably not.
I don't know.
I feel like I totally skipped over the fact that Winston and Cece pulled one last prank with Casey.
This is the best Winston prank.
I'm actually pretty impressed. I was kind of like, that's a little overboard, and Cece was definitely not down for it in the beginning.
It was definitely not sane.
No.
But he executed it.
Yeah, and I think the end result, after Cece says, he's dead, and Casey starts doing the typical Winston cry of, he comes out and he's like, just kidding, I'm alive. And, I was like, that's not cool.
No.
But then at least Winston was able to be like, you know what?
He felt like he got his revenge.
Yeah.
He said something like, I'm alive, yada yada yada, like, you two are cute together, let's go Cece. And I was like, oh, like, look at him, like, being such, like, I mean, he's not
strong.
really being the bigger person, because he just tricked her into thinking he was dead, but then after he, like, had his moment, he was like, you're cute together, I'm done, like, let's move on with my life.
He's moving on.
Yeah.
I think he needs to move on. I think that was the best decision. I love the friendship that happened and occurred between Cece and Winston.
I like how she made him the tea, and then he was on the or whatever it was, the bike, and he's like sipping the tea while on the bike, and she was like, "How do I make tea?" And he was like, "You put leaves and water."
Yeah,
Like
she was trying to be Jess for him.
It was very cute.
It was a good bond.
I could see that continuing.
I hope so. I like that. I like that. Do you want to get going into news and gossip?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so I do not watch The Walking Dead.
Neither do I.
Okay,
Too much gore.
Too much gore.
Unpopular opinion.
So Sonequa Martin Green, she actually is going to be Winston's love interest on the show. So we will have a love interest for Winston. I'm excited.
Happy.
He deserves to be happy.
He better be happy this season.
Especially, now that we're coming off of Casey. He's a free man. I think he's learned a lot. He's gonna grow up, and I'm really hoping that that Sonequa from The Walking Dead. She's also been in what else is she? Once Upon a Time, The Good Wife. So she's done a lot of acting gigs, and she's gonna be appearing in New Girl as his hopefully girlfriend, maybe
hopefully a good girlfriend.
I hope so.
Like a real, true, not just like we see them on their first date and then he casually mentions, like a real girlfriend.
I'm very optimistic.
We follow the story.
I think that it's going to be a strong bond. I wonder when we're going to meet her, if it's going to happen soon. But I think that because Cece and Winston are getting so close, I think that that's going to help bring his love interest in. I think Cece's kind of going to be a good wing woman.
Yeah,
and I
think
it's going to hopefully happen while Jess is gone.
Just to give us something.
Yeah. I'm ready for him to be happy.
We love Winston. We just want Winston to be happy.
I know.
Oh.
It'll happen soon. Just a couple more episodes. We'll see. Who knows when.
At least we know it's coming.
It'll happen season 5. Predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, Fiona.
To be honest, I don't really have any predictions. I feel like I don't really know what's I have no idea what could happen now. I feel like Coach will come back. Like I feel like we're gonna see him soon.
I love him.
Just like with the bachelor party, I love him too. And like I just am thinking like with the bachelor party, like why wouldn't
he be?
How could he not be a part of the bachelor party?
Yeah.
And I feel like they're sort of setting it up that will happen fairly soon.
Hope so.
Fingers crossed. Coach comes back.
Yeah.
Also, Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Maybe
next episode,
please.
I'm pretty confident she'll be in next episode.
I really need her to be in as many episodes as possible because I'm so curious what they're going to do with this.
I know, same. I feel like since Winston is going to be soon having a GF of his own, I think that Nick will probably be interested in Megan Fox's character. Yeah. He really likes stronger women. And he's even said that too. I think it was like the first episode with the fake Cece's mom. He was like, you're, you know, whatever. He said something along the lines of, stop being mean to me, or
I'm gonna like fall in love with you, I'm gonna marry you or something.
Yeah. So I feel like he really is attracted to stronger women, and I think that Megan Fox's character, as we've learned, is kind of going to be not really having or putting up with any of their crap and
their nonsense.
Yeah. So I think that he might be interested in her. So we'll see. Winston will be happy. He'll have a girlfriend, and hopefully Nick will have a girlfriend that may not be Jess.
It's okay.
Jess,
we know Megan Fox is just temporary.
So it's
fine.
Apparently 5 episodes now. She's going to be in next week. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Okay, guys. I'm determined. We are going to see Megan Fox next week. Please, let's keep talking about this. Follow us. Follow AfterBuzz TV. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kellie Knez. Fiona?
And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Fiona Zaring.
Okay, guys. We will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.